Today we'll discuss a very important question. Does eating chocolate make you smart? My wife would definitely agree with this. But we are scientists. We don't rely on anecdotes. We look at data, right? So I have a data set where each observation represents a country. And we have two variables. X measures the per capita chocolate consumption in a country. And one indicator of being smart is winning a Nobel Prize. That seems like smart people win that, right? And so we're looking at the number of Nobel Prizes standardized per 10 million inhabitants in a country. All right, let's be scientific here. So here is a scatter plot of those two variables. And as we increase chocolate consumption, number of Nobel Prizes goes up. Well, we have one outlier here, Sweden. We can deal with an outlier, but it seems to be a clear relationship. Now, we have taken this course for a while, and we know that, well, who knows whether this is significant? This just could be just some random observations that look a little bit aligned. So taking everything that we've learned so far, we just run a regression, linear regression, number of Nobel Prizes on chocolate consumption. And we look for whether it's significant. Oh, it's significant. 0.00011. That's the answer, right? Eating chocolate makes us smart. What is it? Let's go back to the paper. See, one thing that you can see after looking at it for a while maybe is, well, Sweden is an outlier. Sweden is also the place where most of the Nobel Prizes are given out. There's one in Norway and the rest is in Sweden, I think. And then when you look a little closer, you see that the countries here that have high chocolate consumption, Switzerland, Norway, Denmark, United Kingdom, they're all in Europe. And in terms of geographic distance, they are close to Sweden. And then when we look at the other end, we see Brazil, China, Japan, here's Canada. These are countries that are far away from Sweden. So I could make an alternative hypothesis rather than saying, well, chocolate causes Nobel Prizes. I could say, well, distance from Sweden causes Nobel Prizes. And it looks like those two variables, chocolate consumptions and distance from Sweden, are also correlated. There's a whole bunch of correlations going on here. Now, the question is it plausible that chocolate causes you to win Nobel Prizes? I don't want to say it's impossible, but it's definitely not the most likely answer, right? So unless we find something in chocolate we haven't found yet, maybe I should start eating more chocolate. Another explanation that is maybe more plausible is that, there was a time before the internet where information didn't travel as easily. And maybe the science that they were doing in China and Brazil and in Japan was not as well known in Sweden. And therefore, because it wasn't as well known and the Swedish people decided, they were less likely to send Nobel Prizes to Japan and Brazil and China simply because they hadn't heard about it enough. So that is an alternate explanation, which may be more plausible. So what does this mean is that, well, we have an association here, but that's not necessarily a cause. It's just an association. All right, end of this segment.